Hello, dog lovers, and welcome to Muttz with Mannerz Canine Academy Podcast, where we'll share dog training tips and educational information to help you raise your pup, young or old, so they can be a loving part of your family and your community for life. I'm your host, Corey McCusker, canine coach, and today I'm thrilled to have with me my good friend, Rogina, canine coach also with Muttz with Mannerz. So let me tell you a little bit about our guest today, Barbara. Barbara brings another dynamic to our team, as she is a teacher and trainer of both humans and canines. Barbara has been teaching dog obedience classes for the past 10 years with Muttz with Mannerz, with a focus on puppy manners and some fun classes, fun with scenting and fun with agility. She is also a yoga instructor, qualified to teach various types of yoga, and Barbara has expanded her knowledge of the pet care in her role as a part-time receptionist at the Stouffville Vet Clinic. Barbara, like so many of the Muttz with Mannerz team, believes in giving back and is a member of St. John Ambulance Dog Therapy Program, where she dedicates many hours visiting hospitals, retirement homes, and high schools with Hunter, her four-legged son. Hunter's calm, kind, enthusiastic personality brings joy to all he meets. Barbara just adopted another boy from, speaking of dogs rescue, Baxter, who is an adorable miniature poodle with a feisty personality who we know will be a future star on our team. Barbara continues educating herself by taking courses and training in pet care. Barb, you take so many courses. She has taken an introduction to acupressure for small animals, and she's currently enrolled in a dog massage course to expand her knowledge on what she delivers. We are excited that she offers the programs such as Doga, where that is yoga with your dog. Try it out if you haven't. And the scenting courses, which are a huge success, and they fill up really quick. And she's here to talk about that today. So hello, Barbara.
Hi, Corey.
So let's talk about what scent detection is. So we introduced the fun with scenting, I think, a couple of years ago. And let's just talk about how it became a sport for those listening that may not know about it and maybe are interested, or we're going to get them interested.
Interesting. So scent detection is really all about enjoying, watching, and getting to participate in what your dog does naturally. So you think about your dog when you go on a walk, right? Your dog loves to sniff, right? So this is what we want to do, is we want to be able to enjoy that game that your dog is doing with you as whoever's holding the leash. Okay. So have you ever noticed that when you're on a walk, how intent your dog can become when he's focusing on a particular scent, right? And then sometimes he sniffs the air. Sometimes he sniffs the ground. Sometimes he digs right into the snow, depending on the weather, what you've got. So what we want to do is in scent detection is to start understanding better what is your dog doing and having some fun with your dog while your dog is sniffing and using their nose. Okay. Mm-hmm. So it can be lots of fun, but it can also be serious work for dogs. You know, from a dog's perspective, you give them a task to perform. So think about search and rescue dogs, where they are specifically trained to go and find missing people. Or dogs that are trained in searching for bed bugs, but still, that's what they're trained to find. Right? Dogs that can be trained to find explosives in the war zones, or even dogs that are trained to find drugs in airport luggage. So it can be a fun, but also dangerous sport for a dog. What we want to do is we want to learn and teach the dog something that's fun, that they already do naturally. But we want to give them some guidance in terms of, here, we're going to show them and introduce them to a specific scent, an essential oil. And we start teaching and working with the dog to find that oil wherever it happens to be, wherever we hide it. So we want to just have some fun.
So that's great. And I mean, when you mention the dangerous stuff, or even, searching for bed bugs, gross. But that's, again, it can become a real job for them. So Barb, how did you experience or get interested and even get into the scent detection?
Well, actually, Hunter right now, my dog, is 13 years old. And as a puppy, he was really just focused on playing with his friends, his four-legged friends, meeting people. So he really wasn't into sniffing or using his nose that much. But as he got older, I noticed that he was spending more and more time sniffing the ground and being so intent and focused and seeming to enjoy it. So at that time, we started looking and investigating something called scent detection for dogs, and we enrolled on it. And oddly enough, we both of us just had a blast with scent level 1, where I introduced him to the scent, and he had so much fun. When we talk about scent, we also sometimes refer to it as nose work. And what that is we teach them a particular scent. In this case, for level 1, it's wintergreen, an essential oil. Okay. And Hunter seemed to actually understand all this naturally. So I started learning his body language so that when he found the hidden scent, right, I started reading his body language and telling me, okay, he's found it. So that helped me say, call an alert, which is what we were taught as humans to say, when your dog finds a hidden scent, raise your hand, let us know you found it. And then we give the dog a treat. So he was enjoying it. I was enjoying it. So by the time we finished scent level 1, we immediately enrolled in scent level 2 and then scent level 3. And what was fun is that Hunter kept learning more. I kept learning more, and we kept having fun. To this day, he's 13 years old. So he started when he was probably around 7, 8 years old is when we started with this. And then to this day, when I set up some scents and I give him some challenges of finding a particular scent, he just loves it. And it is so mentally tiring for them. It's amazing. These classes are typically 45 minutes, if that, because the dogs get so tired, which is really nice.
Yeah, that's great. I'm always interested in what you're doing because you always are going outside of the box with some of the things that, we've offered. So I'm really thrilled that we've brought that into our programs. And I wanted to find out more about it. So I took one of your classes, and that was with Cleo. And at the time, Cleo I love the agility. So she had done agility. She was our demo dog in most of our obedience classes, but she had gotten older. So I think she was 12 or 13 when I took your class, and she loved it. And she had this little knobby little tail that used to wag. And when she found that scent, it was okay. I got it. And then we've got Sky now, our new young one. And I wanted Mike to get involved, my spouse, to get involved with Sky in something. And I was doing agility with her and the obedience. So I had him try your scent level, and he just was amazed at how the dog could find the scent. The dog could, that Sky was able to tell him. And it was a great bonding experience for them. So, I've mentioned, and you have even mentioned, so I've talked about Sky, and I think she was a year old when she took it. Cleo was 12 or 13. You said Hunter got into it 7 or 8. So can any dog, we're talking about different ages, do it? There are some too young to do it. So what can you tell us about any dog or any age that could do scent detection?
I would say with scent detection, it's really any dog. It's just phenomenal in terms of the age doesn't matter. Well, actually, let me back up. Into a point, age can matter. So we typically suggest that the dog should be at least 6 months, if not older, just because then they have better control of their impulse control. Right? They can focus better, because think about, we're in a class where there are maybe 4, 5 other teams with dogs. So we want the puppy or the dog, depending on the age, we want them to be able to focus on the task at hand and not to be so focused on trying to play with other dogs. So usually at least 6 months. But when you think about, certain breeds are definitely predisposed for sniffing. Otherwise, all dogs can do this. I have seen mini Dachshunds. I have seen Rottweilers. I've seen Portuguese water dogs. It doesn't matter their size. It doesn't matter their age. They can be old. They can be blind. They can be deaf. They still can sniff. They still use their sniffers, and they enjoy it. And because it's something that the handler, which is the person at the other end of the leash, can do with them, it's a continuation of the bonding experience. It's a continuation of having fun with your dog, no matter what age they are, no matter even how you are as a handler. If you're not comfortable walking, you just put them on a longer lead, and then they can still go away and sniff to their heart's content. That's
so true. And that's me with my aging and knee issues. This is a good sport for me. So let's talk about the benefits of scent detection.
Lots of benefits. every day almost when I do this with Hunter, I just keep seeing how beneficial it is for him and for me, encouraging. So the dogs, it just helps strengthening the bond between you and your dog. And then it gives an awesome confidence builder. So if you've got a rescue dog and you want to help with their confidence, this is great because now you're allowing the dog to sniff. And then when the dog tells you it's found it, right? You're so happy and thrilled. It's incredible for their confidence. It also helps you, the handler, in terms of understanding your dog's body language. So you can read it a little bit more. You can scent. You can actually see when the dog is actually focused on a scent, or when the dog is still sniffing around trying to find the actual scent. And then one of the other benefits, and I think is really interesting, is that the dog, when you think about it, when we do a lot of training with our dogs, the dogs are so used to listening to us, to guide them, to do a sit, to do a down. So they're used to us telling them, okay, this is what I'd like you to do. And then we mark it. We're happy. Yes, you've got it. Now with scent though, once we've taught the dog to find the scent and what the actual scent is, now we're actually, the responsibility goes on the other way around. It's the dog who's responsible for letting us know, the handler, where the scent is. Because in fun with detection, we don't know where the scent is. At first we do, because we're teaching. We're both the dog and you are teaching or learning about this. But you get to the point where, the scent is hidden. You don't know where it is. The dog doesn't know. So then you have to really rely on reading your dog's body language and relying on the dog's sniffer to be able to say, hey, this is it. I found it. So it's a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. And, as I said, I've taken Cleo, my previous dog through it, and she was really good at telling me. And then when I saw Mike and Sky, I'm like, oh, I wonder, because Mike doesn't do as much dog training as we do. So I was wondering, okay, was he going to be able to read the language? And Sky was just so adamant. You could just see her. And I go into your graduating classes and I videotape, and I can always see the dog is telling the owner. And sometimes the owners don't pick up on that cue. So it's really a great way, as you said, for you to understand your dog's body language and what they're telling you. So I just mentioned I go in for graduation. So I'm aware that you can get certificates for scent detection, and that there is a test at graduation. And it's up to the owner to decide. But can you explain to the audience what's involved if they did want to get a certification for it?
Certainly. So Hunter and I were members of the SDDA group, which is referred to as Sporting Detection Dogs Association. It's a Canadian group that focuses on enjoying the art of scent detection. This group has got members across the country, and they were started in 2012 as a not-for-profit organization, so that no matter what the breed of the dog is and their handler, they can enjoy the benefits of scent detection. With SDDA, one can earn titles. So what we do in the 3 levels of scent detection is we introduce the dog, we train them, and then if the handler and the team is interested in continuing, they can attend what's referred to as trials. And these trials is where it's a continuation of increasing the challenges for the dog to find the scent and having the handler be able to determine where is the scent and help the dog. To prepare the people for this, what the SDDA group has provided is something that's called a DOT test, designated odor test. So there's 1 DOT test or evaluation per level, scent level detection. So the first one is on wintergreen, one of the essential oils that we use, and it's purely optional. The person of the team does not have to do this to continue on to next level. It's more for themselves to challenge. Because what we find is that in scent detection, there's no competition between one team and another team. It's really you're competing against yourself to say, okay, can I now find the scent? The scent might be high, the scent might be low, right? So the DOT test just encourages and gets the people ready if they decide they want to go to trials. It's totally optional. It's a fun thing to say, okay, after 6 weeks, can we do it? Can we do it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's great. And it's good. And I mean, I'm a competitive person, so I always want to do that test, but not everyone does. And that's where you say they can still continue on and just have fun with their dog with the scenting. Or if they want to challenge themselves, as you said, they can do the test. So that's great. So any of you listening, and we've kind of intrigued you and you want to get started, I suggest that you check out our Fun with Scent Detection classes, because we do offer them on an ongoing basis. Or if you're not in our area, you could find a training facility that offers them in your area. I'm not sure if SDDA can help you with that also.
So remember, this is all about having fun with your dog. The fun and the strengthening of your bond with your dog does not stop at 6 months, because oftentimes, we tend to say, okay, let's do the basic commands, the sit, the downs, the stay, the waits, and then we kind of stop. But the dog is still learning. It's an ongoing challenge with you and your dog. You want to really keep growing on that bond. So it doesn't stop at 6 months. It continues for as long as you want to, and as long as you're having some fun. It promotes confidence, provides phenomenal mental stimulation, fun, ideal for shy, elderly, or even disabled dogs. It's just regardless of whether you plan on attending any of these trials, this is a fun time for you to enjoy what your dog does naturally.
It's so true. Are there any risk of scent detection or a reason a dog or owner couldn't do it?
As with any class, there's always going to be some risks involved. In the scenting classes, we do use specific essential oils that the SDDA or other organizations identify that we're supposed to be using. Now, what people need to understand, and what people don't realize, is that the dog never actually touches the essential oil. There's always a gap. So they sniff the essential oil, but some of the owners actually get nervous about the thought of the dog getting in close proximity to the essential oil. So that's something that some of the owners need to think about. Again, we've never had any issues because we make sure the dog never touches the essential oil. And then if someone is considering bringing their dog to class and their dog happens to be a reactive dog with other dogs, or reactive being on leash, well, then they can still attend a class, but just understand that when they have that, the dog might still be uncomfortable being so close to other teams, even though the dogs never interact with one another, even though the dogs are always on leash. It's something to think about. Reactive dogs are certainly welcome, but sometimes there's a stress level between the handler and the dog. And then sometimes that stress level gets passed on to the dog, and the dog is not able to relax and enjoy themselves as much as they could.
So true. So Barb, thank you so much for joining me today and sharing your knowledge about fun with scent detection. I'm definitely going to have you back on another podcast because I want to dive into the doga, and I think people need to know about that because it's great fun with your dog and yourself. And so for more information about Barbara and Muttz with Mannerz classes, you can visit our website at www.muttzwithmanners.com. It's also provided in the show notes. In the show notes, we've also provided you with the SDDA link and also the Canadian Association of Professional Dog Trainers. If you're looking for dog trainers, we're here if you do need us. So thank you, everyone, for listening in. If you are interested in future podcasts or reading our blogs, you can go to our website. Also, if you are interested in a certain podcast and you would like us to do it, you can email us at info@muttzwithmanners.com. Barb, thanks so much for joining us. Thanks to listeners, and have a great day, everyone.